world, everybody outside of the YouTube world. It is I, your Conquistadork Javier, and tonight, we are going to be showcasing off some comics and talking about some comics. That's right, man. We got Mortal Biggie Shack in the house already, holding it down in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Fire this hog leg up. That's right. Let's do this. It is October, the third day of October. Have to show off some horror themed covers. This is Wolverine Old Man Logan. This is issue number 72. I believe this was a second printing. No, this is actually the first printing. First printing of issue number 72, Wolverine Old Man Logan. Awesome Captain America Red Skull kind of crossover. Show this off a little bit. I think Grader's Notes is going to be at 8 or 9, and that doesn't really help because I gave you two answers. But it is going to be tonight, Grader's Notes. They have somebody subbing out for Metarog. He's unable to make it. Go check it out. I forget which channel is on as well, but beastie cover, Wolverine, Old Man Logan, 72. But tonight we're just bagging boarding. I'm doing just a quick live stream episode of kind of New Comic Book Day, but like the most recent New Comic Book Days, the ones that have kind of previously passed. I have two boxes here. If the chat wants to pick the Galactus box or the Superman box, and then I'll just dive right into those. If not, then I'll go ahead and choose myself. But I have some books from probably like the past couple of weeks, from like middle August, late August to recently, now in September, for all those Wednesdays that the New Comic Book Days have been coming out. Sometimes I'm in a rush, or sometimes I just want to bag and board them at home because I have plenty of bags and boards to go through. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, having a little bit of comic book zen with the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. What's going on, Taylor? Hanging out in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. We also have Life with Two YouTubers and Steve Whiting. What's going on, man? So I have a Galactus box or Superman box. You guys can choose Galactus or Superman, or I'll just go ahead and dive right into it. Rearrange some things. Going to do some bagging and boarding. I always say that bagging and boarding and like organizing comics is just like comic book therapy. And these are some of my New Comic Book Day pickups. Oh, we got one Galactus. All right, let me put this back. Life with Two YouTubers with the Galactus call. I already have some things in here that are bag and boarded, but I do need to tape these up. Yo, we got Hialeah Comic Bro in the house. What's going on, man? This is open invite, guys. So if you guys want an invite, just let me know. We're just hanging out, doing a quick stream, showing off some of my New Comic Book Day pickups. Hialeah, man, what's going on? So happy for you to be here, as well as everybody else. We also have Just a Rican and his comics in the house. So for my first New Comic Book Day pickup, and I'm saying New Comic Book Day like very loosely because this is a very big haul of mine that I've neglected to bag and board for quite some time, probably since like August. So I'll just be showing these off real quick. This is the Mad Cave Studios, local South Florida publishing company. This is Show's End, number 1. It is like a circus, like a freak show circus on the road type of deal. And, you know, they're a family. They band together. They do their things, get into some trouble. And yeah, super cool. Show's End, number 1. Also picked up this Necromancer's Map, number 1. Shout out to Taylor in the chat for hooking me up with this. We also have Discovery Bay in the house. Hey, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, JB. If you guys don't know, JB does some awesome stuff for the YouTube comic book community. Gives a whole bunch of shout outs to all the shows that are going live daily. Sets it up like a little TV schedule. It's awesome. My tape dispenser is broken. RIP. So, also picked up this Old Man Logan mini key, where, spoilers, somebody wields Mjolnir in this alternate universe. Yes, JB is the man. For sure, Just Rican. But you're the man as well. The icon, as Biggie calls him. Just Rican in his comics. Go check out his channel as well. He does some awesome comic book community shout outs as well. But some great haul videos, some great reviews, and Rican is stepping up his game. I've been noticing the production value and the time he's putting into his stuff. He's been stepping up his Instagram game too. So man, yeah, go check Rican out for sure. Once in Future, number 2. I'm still looking for number 1. I believe number 1 just went into 6 printing, which is crazy. That Once in Future number 1, Kieran Gillen, the same guy who did Die, or who writes Die, this number 1 got 6th printing, and I believe it's the final printing, so that's like your last chance to get a number 1. Adam Hughes variant cover to Superman number 14. Crypto, the Superdog, Superman, and Supergirl in the background, and you have like this cat X'd out or crossed out, a fire hydrant. I've been trying to collect some Adam Hughes. I like his work, and this is like a recent Superman variant that he did, which I thought was super cool. And if I'm picking it up already, might as well pick up the variant and add that to my collection. What's going on, 90 MF Comics? What's going on? Acme Comics as well. Thanks for hanging out in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Oh, we also have some connections going on in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. That's awesome. YouTube is 90. I have this, I don't even know what book this is, but it's a variant to something. It's one of those Young Guns Marvel variants that have been coming out. I know it's a Venom variant. I believe it's a Venom variant. Marco Cicchetto. Super cool. Walk Through Hell, number 7. I believe I picked that up for $1. Walk Through Hell just finished. It was a 12-issue series that came out by Aftershock, but Garth Ennis was the writer on it. And Derek Hyde, talks really good things about Garth Ennis. And this was I guess one of the most recent things that Garth Ennis has done. And I wanted to hop on it. Anytime I could find an issue in the dollar bins, I scooped it up for sure. I believe this was a dollar bin find. Young Guns rule. That is completely right, man. I like how they're showcasing them, putting them out on the forefront with their variants, and they're killing it. Their art is really, really good. They don't mess around. Just picked up dinner for the wife. That's good, man. Doing good deeds. I like that. Doing good deeds in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Comic Collector hopped in here as well. Thank you, Comic Collector. Acme Comics, what's going on, man? Just showing off some, I know I shouted you out earlier, but just showing off some of my new comic book day pickups. And as I said earlier, I'm using new very loosely, as these books have been already out for quite some time, for some weeks already. This is Scream #1. I keep telling my local comic book shop that I'm going to return this book and trade it in for another one because I have the variant to it. So I bought 2 copies. So I need to put this book to the side. I'm glad I found it. Scream #1. It's an Absolute Carnage tie-in. There's a really cool Young Guns variant for this one as well. So before I forget, let me move this back here. House of X #3. Let me see what printing this is. Oh, it's first printing. Nice. I never know if I have the first printing or if I have some like 3rd, 4th, or some crazy number printing. But this is surprising. I got the first printing of House of X #3. Yes, knocking down that stack, doing some bag and boarding. These were already boarded up. I just need to tape them. Boarded up. I'm boarding up my comics. Vault Comics presents Maul. This is an indie story. Hialeah did a review on this on one of the 90MF Comics review spec talk shows. It's a continuation. They're continuing it. This was actually #1. This is an homage cover to like one of those magazine-size Blade covers. So that was cool. It's going on glitter and duct tape. I believe I don't know if I shouted you out. But the barcode check, put it on the screen. Which one? Oh, yeah. I checked it out. It's a 00311. So that's how you know it's the first printing. Usually the 3 represents the issue number, and then any number after that will represent if it's a variant or what number printing it is. So good call to Just Rican dropping that knowledge in the chat. Maybe we should do a video about that, man. Explain it a little bit more in depth. Here are some getting into the actual bagging and boarding right now. This is an old Conan issue that I had in my collection that needed to be rebagged and boarded. Kurt Busiek on Conan #45, Dark Horse Comics. Siege at Venarium. It was just some, just a random kind of, I think it was like a lot that I bought, and this was included in it. So just sort of a Conan issue that I had, one of the older ones. Yes, Hot Rod. Hot Rod knows his things for sure. He knows what's up. Hey, happy belated birthday to Little Shaq. Faux show. Have to give out a big shout out to Little Shaq. That's right, man. When's he gonna start collecting? What's his first book gonna be? That's gonna be cool, man. Some newer Conan stuff. Conan the Barbarian Exodus. This is the Asad Ribic feature on Conan. There's like little to no words in this book. It's mostly just Asad Ribic's art kind of flowing and going through and showcasing Conan. Really, really cool stuff. Dig it. These, I don't know if they're going to fit in these bags and boards. This is a 15 center gold key. I'll just show this off since it's in my hands. Kind of beat up, torn up. Dagar the Invincible. Some skeletons in dark robes with swords, and a skeleton minotaur, mammoth. That's pretty cool. 15 center gold key, 1972. This isn't going to fit in a bag, is it? This isn't going to fit in a current bag and board for sure. This might. Atlas Comics 25 center Demon Hunter, fantastic origin issue. I actually read this back in the day, and this was kind of crazy. Some of these, though, you kind of don't want to force them into current size bags and boards, and I won't do that with these two. I'll just keep moving on. Queen of Bad Dreams, Vault Comics #2. I believe I have this issue already, but I decided to pick up another cover, and I believe I got this for $1. Queen of Bad Dreams came out with that homage cover for one of the detective comics, one of like the early detective comics showcasing Batman. And it kind of got a little bit of popularity because of it, but ever since then, there hasn't been much hype around it. I have not read it. I have the first 2 issues, so that'd be cool to kind of just breeze through the first 2 issues and see what's up. Hey, thanks, Rod. Appreciate it, my Rican brother. You know what? I'm so jealous. Everybody right now is at New York Comic Con, and I'm over here doing a live stream. But it's all good because I'm hanging out with you guys, the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. And I appreciate that, man. Appreciate all you guys and ladies hanging out. Here we have a variant to Captain America Annual #1. It's like a movie poster, like an Italian movie poster variant. You can be a tag team, Coconut El Champion. That's right. That'd be hilarious. This is a cool cover. It's by Howard Jenkins. Howard Jenkins got some. He became infamous because of his Divided States of Hysteria series. He actually wrote that and drew that. I haven't read Divided States of Hysteria, but I think Howard Jenkins is still the man. I think he writes some good stuff. And it's cool that he did a Archie versus Predator series number 2 cover. That's pretty gnarly. Howard Jenkins on that. Here we have another issue that I keep buying on and off. Batman number 79. I believe this is the Clayman variant. I know it's a variant for sure, cover B. I think it's Clayman, or it might be somebody else. Hey, we have D-Hide in the chat, Mr. Derek, hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, man. Happy for you to be here, man. Yes, Jeff and NYC are at NYCC. CCC. That's yeah, I'm jealous. I wish I was there. My brother's over there. And he's not into comics. Like, he would never probably go to like New York Comic Con, which I find crazy. Like, I would go. Of course, I would go. Just popping in, and I gotta show off this cover again for my boy D-Hide because he is just popping in. We have this Archie versus Predator Volume 2, number 2 of 5. This is the Howard Jenkins variant to that book. So gotta show that off for my boy D-Hide, who not only did he introduce me to Garth Ennis, but also Howard Jenkins. You know, D-Hide knows his stuff. And he just saw the Joker. Give us a little... I'm going to give you a challenge. Give us a one-word review. Oh, Derek, quiet. No spoilers. No spoilers. I need to bag and board. My stacks are piling up. Yes, my stacks have been piling up. I have been neglecting some of my comics. Some of the new comics that I've been picking up. Because it's mostly the new comics that I have that I usually just buy them. And they offer bags and boards over there. And sometimes I get them. But sometimes I like to bag and board them at my house. Like I said, it's a little bit of like therapeutic. It's like Zen-like a little bit. And now I get to hang out with you guys, the Conquistadork. Wow, I read meh. As I was saying that. The Conquistadork Comic Book chat. I get to hang out with you guys. House of X, and this is where things get a little bit tricky, I guess you can say. House of X number 2, 3rd printing. This is one of the ones that I missed. I can't even tell you who these characters are in the front cover. But this guy has, I mean, I guess it's Pyro. Right? Because he's not like actually creating fire. It's like these tubes. I don't know. Might be Pyro. Might be some other guy. And then this girl is like a robotic chick. Wow, that's pretty dark on the front cover. House of X number 2, 3rd printing. Burn her, and slowly, so she doesn't forget how dying like this feels. When you say it like that, it's not as dark. I need to catch up. Enough said. Just a little podcast, hanging out. Thanks for hopping in, dropping in. Wow, this board is like, I don't know if you guys can see, but this board is like super torn. So not going to use that. Just showing off some, I keep saying this, just showing off some new comic books, some of my pickups, some of my pull list. I'm saying the word new very loosely, as these books have been out for quite some time. Powers of X, issue number 1, where I was catching up on. 3rd printing. Third printing, Powers of 10. People have been speculating on who this character on the front cover actually is. Is he Professor Xavier? Is this just Professor Xavier's body and somebody is controlling it? We don't know. I don't know. The whole time he has been wearing this helmet. But I guess it's coming to an end, you know? House of X is coming to an end, and they're going to start doing new things. We got Joe 4777 number 1 in the house. What's going on? We also got Poor Mike hanging out in the house. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for being here. The Conquistadork Comic Book Chat. Still bagging and boarding. I got a couple bit more to go before I end this stream. Biggie knows this book. This is Superman number 10, the Adam Hughes variant. As I said earlier, and I showed off the Adam Hughes variant to, I believe it was Superman 11, the Crypto, the Superdog variant. I'm trying to up my Adam Hughes collection, collect some of his covers, and I found this in the dollar bin. So nice pickup. It's got like one spine tick that like breaks the color, but it's not bad. It is an Adam Hughes variant. So, like I said, Biggie knows about this book because at the, they usually put the, who wrote it, who created it, who did the art, who did the cover art, etc., etc., etc. And they credited the cover, and this is the variant cover to Superman number 10. They credited the cover to Rob Liefeld. I don't know if you guys are able to read it over here, but in white letters, you can see I'm doing horrible as I am not adjusting to this camera. It does say Rob Liefeld right there for variant cover. And it's an error printing. So if you ever come across this book, Superman number 10, check it out. The Liefeld error, that is correct, Biggie. You put me on that, and I think 84 put Biggie on that. So not only is it a super dope Adam Hughes cover, but it's also an error printing. And Biggie likes his error books. I just like that trivia. I'm really, I like that comic book knowledge. So that's really cool to know, for sure. Support small channels, DIY channels. I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking about spending some time and creating some pre-recorded videos I know those are really popular as well. So I might be spending some time doing that in the near future as I hope to grow the Conquistadork channel. And I wish you guys to grow along with me for sure. I know some people hopped in here. Derek's gone. He's poofing out of here. He's bamfing out of here. We'll see you, Derek. Second Street Marvel, thanks for hanging out. I got a couple more books for you, Second Street Marvel. A couple more books. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for hanging out in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Enjoying this comic book therapy as I bag and board. I'm starting to run out of room on my desk. That's how many books I have gone through so far. That's right. Let's all grow together, man. For sure. For sure. Just a Rican, man. Super supportive. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. True Believers, #1. I know we're all true believers in the chat. Incredible Hulk. This is, I guess, like the first appearance or like that minor key of that appearance of Professor Hulk. That's not in the original cover. That won't be on there. They just did that for the True Believers cover. The new Incredible Hulk. Got some old new stuff, but always some good stuff. Yes, True Believers are Biggie's jam, and for $1, you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. And if I actually started collecting a lot more True Believers because of Biggie. And they're iconic books. They're iconic stories. And if you can't get your hands on, and if you actually want to flip through them and read them, then you can get your copies right here. True Believers. Hulk, Joe Fixit. This is such a banging cover, man. This is so cool. That is crazy, man. The gun and the money on the table. That's gnarly. I don't know. That's insane. I got about 3 more books, and one's a duplicate, so actually 2 more books. This is by Dark Horse Comics, and it's actually a comic based on a game of Dungeons and Dragons. So a group of voice actors, different voice actors for different animes and different superhero shows and different video games and things like that, got together. They're actually like friends in real life, and they play Dungeons and Dragons, and they stream it on Twitch, and they actually made a comic book adaptation out of it. You see his name right here, Matthew Mercer. That is a super famous voice actor, and he does, if you guys know the game Overwatch, he does a lot of voices. Well, he does the voice for McCree, the cowboy character in Overwatch. And he also does like a lot of voices for World of Warcraft, but not just that. He does a lot of stuff. Matthew Mercer, but it's also written by Jodie Hauser. She does a lot of that like fantasy Star Wars stuff, so that's kind of cool. It is a Dark Horse published comic based on a Dungeons and Dragons game. The Dungeons and Dragons game ran for, I want to say a year and a half, maybe 2 years. They streamed it live on Twitch, and after, it was immensely popular, getting like 70,000 live views per show. So it's cool that they were able to gain that popularity and make it into a comic book. Critical Role, Vox Machina Origins. Critical Role, Vox Machina. We got Boatwright Family and Comics in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Thanks for hanging out, man. I got some books going your way, Boatwright. Just give me a little bit to settle some things, and I'm going to be sending some books your way. Also got a package going out to Jeff soon as well, so that's going to be fun, man. Super cool. The last book I'm going to show off, and I'm kind of happy that it's this book. This is a variant to House of X number 5. I think I had like 3 House of X in that new comic book day haul. This is a Scotty Young variant on a white background. Super cool. Super cool to get this signed one day. Scotty Young variant to House of X number 5. So, Hialeah, my place of birth. That's right, man. Connecting in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I had a heck of a big lot to bag and board, and I still have some more. I'll probably be doing this lot next week. I know there's like a full run of Descender, or like 12 issues of Descender in there, and some other like new comic book days that I picked up that I haven't bagged and boarded yet. But maybe next time, as I bag and board, you can bag and board as well, and then we'll go from there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Everybody in the Conquistadork Comic Book chat. Oh man, Steve saying I have a bunch of books coming my way. That is insane. Don't do it. This is one stack that I went through. Do a little bit of a tease. So I went through a lot today, or tonight, I guess you can say. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Usually every Thursday on the Conquistadork channel, we do Oprah Boys Book Club. But as you guys saw in the chat earlier, Derek was watching The Joker. So I decided to do a little bit of a bag and boarding, keep the stream alive as a car alarm is going off in the background. I hope that mic is not picking up that much. But catch us on Sunday, the mightiest panel of them all, on Silver Age Sundays, 1 o'clock. And we'll be seeing you on the live stream or on future videos in the, in the future. Thank you guys for hanging out. It is your Conquistadork Javier. Peace. Have a good night. Oh, boys.